Alright, shalom, shalom. This is Brother Kashakwala coming back at you with another lesson, giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem HaKadosh. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. And today the lesson is going to be pertained around Leviticus 11 and 22. Alright, and why this when I read it, why this specific law is so pivotal, especially in the coming times. So I'm going to read, without further ado, I'm going to read Leviticus 11 and 20. Okay, Salakia. So it says, Leviticus 11 and 20, all fowls that creep, going upon all four, shall be an abomination unto you. Yet these may ye eat of every flying creeping thing that goeth upon all four, which have legs above their feet, to leap withal upon the earth. Even these of them ye may eat, the locust after his kind, the bald locust after his kind, and the beetle after his kind, and the grasshopper after his kind. Okay, so let's go back to verse 21. It says, but there's certain insects that are very unlawful, like a fly or a wasp, bees, things of that nature. Those are unlawful. Okay, so it says flying creeping thing that go upon all four, which have legs above their feet. All right, well, let's look at a locust. An image of a locust. You see that? All right, here's the image of a locust. Now it says legs above their feet. So there's a foot. There's their legs. It's above their foot. You see what I'm saying? All right. So it says having legs above their feet, to leap withal upon the earth. Exactly. So what are these? They can leap. They have legs like that so they can leap. All right. Let's look at a grasshopper. All right. Here's a grasshopper. All right. It's the same thing. Legs above their feet so they can leap withal. Simple. All right. They have legs above their feet so they can leap withal. These things are lawful. Okay. So it says, even these, them you may eat, locusts after his kind. All right. Let's look at the word kind. Looks like Mayan. It says a kind, something, a species, usually an animals. All right. Yeah, that's right. That's ma, ya, and na. Mayan, not mayum, not waters. So it says, let's see. It says a species, kind, sort. So any sort of a locust is lawful. Okay. It says the locust after his kind. So the locust after his species. What type, if it's a species of a locust, you can eat it. All right. The bald locust after his kind, and the beetle after his kind, and the grasshopper. So let's take a look at the beetle. And then we're going to get into the importance of the scripture. All right. Here's the beetle. All right. These things are lawful. These things are lawful. Okay. So I want to look something up with y'all that I haven't looked up yet. It just came to mind right now. Let's do. See, look at this. It says a giant water beetle, for example, supplies about 20 grams of protein per 3.5 ounce serving, while the same amount of a June beetle supplies 13 grams. A serving of a palmworm beetle can have as much as 36 grams of protein. Like other insects, beetles supply calcium and iron, as well as a good dose of zinc. These are things that we need for day-to-day functions in our body. and it supplies a heavy amount of protein. Protein produces muscle and energy, okay? This is why the Lord said these 3 specific insects are lawful for you. Now, I want to get Isaiah 65:13. It says, therefore, thus saith the Lord power, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Now, everybody's eating and drinking. Well, most of everybody, let me say that, is eating and drinking right now. So what is this talking about? This is talking about when Jacob's trouble comes. So hold on one second, okay? Of course, I'm gonna have to go to Daniel chapter 12. So this is Daniel 12:1. It says, and at that time shall Michael stand up. It's going to be so bad that the archangel Michael is going to have to come and help out. It says, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, which are the Israelites. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time, and that and at that time thy people shall be delivered by Yahushua, every one that shall be found written in a book, okay, the book of life. So Isaiah 65 and 13 is speaking about Jacob's trouble when people shall be hungry and we're already going through a famine. All right, we're just eating GMOs. This ain't no real food. We're already in a famine, but once the GMOs are gone too, it's going to be a true famine. All right, so it says, therefore, thus saith the Lord, behold, my servant shall eat. All right, now this is the thing I want to portray. When men read this, yeah, there's doomsday preppers out there who are preparing food for the elect. That's straight up, and that's true. Okay, because the scriptures say you don't know the time, no hour. You could be at them doomsday preppers could be at the grocery store trying to get some more supplies for their bunker and shit, and all hell breaks loose, and they get caught up in a train going to a concentration camp, and all their stuff is just there. And then us men wondering, like in the book of Eli, with the Spirit, stumble upon that, like on that movie The Road. They stumbled upon a bunker, and they had shelter, they had abundant amount of food, they was chilling. Okay, yeah, that can happen, but it's when it says my servant shall eat, don't always think it's gonna be a 3-course meal with a steak and potato dinner, man. Okay, when my servant shall eat, it possibly could be a Leviticus 11:22. There's no other reason why the Lord would put this in the scriptures. There's no other reason why. If you're eating locusts and beetles and grasshoppers, you're probably in a low state, and you're trying to find anything that can sustain life at that point. And when the servant shall eat, that's him sustaining our life, and it could come in the form of eating a locust, a bald locust, a beetle, and a grasshopper after their kind. So you got to get that in your mental. You got to weigh out the situations. You ain't gonna be eating no fucking Rocky Road ice cream and in a hamburger cheeseburger, okay? In a fucking T-bone steak, all right, cooked to perfection. It ain't gonna work like that all the time. You may gone 3-4 days without eating, and a big juicy beetle crosses your path. You best believe you better pick that thing up, because you know it's lawful. That's packed with protein. It's packed with protein. All you gotta do, pick it up, a simple crunch on the head, and then keep it moving, man. That's simple. What you gonna do? Ew, I don't want to touch it. All right, then die the next day, because you don't know if you're going to eat again. That's the Leviticus 11:22 is a prime example of what we shall be eating in this specific verse. We just got to be thankful for whatever comes across our way, and especially if it's lawful. All right, so it says, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Got to think about that. The Lord ain't even gonna make a grasshopper walk past these people for food. The Lord ain't even gonna let a beetle walk past these people for food. The Lord ain't even gonna let a locust fly past these dudes for food. But for us, we might get these things, and we might, of course, get a more tastier meal than a beetle or a locust or a grasshopper. But you gotta think of the situation, okay? It says, behold, my servant shall drink, behold, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed, okay? So let's keep going in this. Let's keep going. I'm gonna get Matthew, chapter 3 and 4. So it says, and the same John had his raiment of camel's hair, and a leather girdle about his loins, and his meat was locusts and wild honey. That goes to show you that John, he knew how to live simply. Okay, he knew it. So you could correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below, but it doesn't really tell you. It doesn't really tell you in the book of Matthew the financial situation that John the Baptist was in. All right, I think it speaks about John the Baptist in the first chapter as well, but it doesn't really tell about his financial situation either, I don't think. So it's like he could have been okay, probably had a job, chilling, whatever. But he decided to have camel's hair, a leather girdle on his loins, and eat. And his meat was locusts and wild honey. Okay, wild honey gave him the energy. The locust gave him the protein he needed. Okay, simple. And then you got to think about it. Locusts, you hear them every night. That whatever sound they make, there's an abundant amount of them. It's abundance of food supply of locusts, man. It'd be easy to go ahead and pick a locust off a tree and just go ahead and start chewing on it, man. You see, you can even take locusts, put them on a hook, and fish with them. I used to do that. You can fish with grasshoppers. Fish jump on that, man. The moment, literally, just a testimony. When I used to fish with a bamboo with my grandma. I used to fish with a bamboo rod, a line, a stopper, in a weight, in a hook, and I'll take the grasshopper and you lift its head just a little bit and you put the hook right where its little head and the body connects, and you hook it and come out its torso. Okay, right when you put your rod or your line right over the water, fish are already jumping for it. And you have to use a technique called tight line roping, but that's for a different topic, okay? But the locust can be used for plenty of different ways, and one of them is to eat. All right. So it says, in the same John had a raiment of camel's hair and a leather girdle about his loins, and his meat was locusts and wild honey. You see, it goes to show you that he understood Leviticus 11:22, that he can eat the locust after his kind, and a beetle. We've seen the nutritious value of a beetle. It's the same thing with a locust and a grasshopper, I'm pretty sure. Okay, but just for the sake of time, I'm gonna keep moving. All right. So let me get one more scripture to bring it all home, because this is a scripture we're gonna have to understand in that day, man. We're gonna have to really. You think you understand simplicity now, and you don't, man. Okay, you practice simplicity, but we about to get a real simple way of living real soon, and you gotta be accustomed to that living and be accepting of that type of living. All right, just because you ain't got a nice little house and like I'm gonna speak me a nice little house with a little office where you could do your bro, you're gonna get uncomfortable, and your uncomfortability in Jacob's trouble you're gonna get used to. Okay, and you're gonna be like, okay, I'm cool with this. That's why I'm gonna get Philippians, the 4th chapter though. So this is Ecclesiasticus of Sirach, chapter 39, verse 26. It says, the principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, and salt, flour, wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grape, and oil and clothing. It's the same thing that who understood John. He understood Ecclesiasticus 39 and 26 because he's keeping everything in that specific verse. That one verse explains Matthew 3 and 4 to the T. The honey, it was his meat. The camel's hair was his clothing. All right. And he understood that these were the principal things in life that I need. I don't need nothing else. Okay. Carnally, I just need Yahweh Shai. Okay. I just need Yahweh Shai. All right. It says the flour of wheat, and it says in oil. Okay. What do you use flour and oil for? To fry your chicken, like it tells you to do in the book of Leviticus. To fry your chicken. All right. It says water, fire, iron, and salt. Okay. We're going to need these things in Jacob's trouble, man. And we're going to understand that these are the things we need. We don't need nothing else. Okay. It says the whole use of man's life And he gave us the elements that we need to survive. And what is one of the things? Beetles, locusts, and grasshoppers. All right, don't think you're gonna get a 3-course meal according to Isaiah 65:13. You gotta weigh out your situations and the things that come with being in Jacob's trouble. You ain't always gonna run across something that's just that extravagant. You may run across a big, juicy, fat beetle though, and you better eat that so you can sustain. And whoever you with, you better split it, cause there might be you lift up a rock and there's all these beetles crawling. It's like y'all eating beetles today. Y'all eating beetles today. You want to die? You want to die of hunger? Then go ahead and grab this beetle and eat it. Suck it up. Eat the beetle. You see what I'm saying? Eat the beetle. All right. So I'm gonna get one more scripture, and then I'm gonna close it out. Let's see. Philippians 4. It says Philippians 4:12. I know both how to be abased and how to abound. Everywhere in all things I am instructed both to be full and to be hungry, but to abound and to suffer, both to abound and to suffer need. See, Paul is saying it right there. I know how to be up. I know how to be down, man. I know how to be good and be sufficient with being up, and I know how to be good and sufficient when being down, baby. I know how to be good and sufficient when I'm full, and I know how to be good and sufficient when I'm hungry. All right? Because there's always ways out of both situations. There's a way to get put out of being in a higher state, and there's a way to get put out of being in a lower state. You just got to go with the flow. Take the punches as they come, man. All right? You got to have a heavy chin in the spirit. All right? And when that day comes, you damn right, there might be a big-ass juicy beetle running across you that the Lord is going to provide you to eat. And you better pick it up and eat it, knowing that Leviticus 11:22 is written in the scriptures, and you good. All right? So I just wanted to come with that lesson to show you how the importance of Leviticus 11:22 and how how the nutrients are good for you too, man. All right? A beetle and a grasshopper, packed in protein. Get over the fact that it's an insect. Get over the fact that it's going to be crunchy. All right? Get over the fact. Just understand that, hey, I need this beetle, and probably the people with me need these beetles or these grasshoppers or these locusts to eat. And you go ahead and eat it. And on top of that, the beast of the field going to be on in league with us, like according to Job, I think the 5th chapter. So we ain't got to worry about having to go catch them and flying away or biting us in our mouth. No, they're going to let it happen. Okay? So I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Machakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. Again, this is Brother Kasha Quala from the GMS Atlanta Church here in Georgia. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Until next time, I want to say shalom.